What up, man?
This is a hitman.
You know, if they test us, it's gonna get messy, right? They know that, though. So I advise them not to do that shit. You know it, shit. We got 40s, Smith and Wessons, choppers with banana clips, you know. If they test us, it's gonna get real messy. That's what I'm saying. What up? I've been stuck up in the struggle, you know, poverty and pain. Could give a fuck about the fame. Need a check up in my name with a whole lot of commas. Go and get it from my mama. Always keep a llama in case they want the drama. Running them bands and picking the pins. I tell them I'm just the hottest on the land. They be bumping their guns, motherfucker. What they saying? I'm the hottest that's out, but the shit was never planned. Yeah. Of course I'ma eat this bitch. Won't stop, I'ma keep getting rich. Everything I finna live that shit. Get ready to hit some licks. Go home and split that shit. See the shit is evident. Can't stop and I will not quit. You know I be with the shit. It ain't hard to smell me. If it ain't about the money, don't bother to tell me. My niggas was locked up. I thank God that they free. Them niggas out them folks. Big and me, they did they time like a man. They had to let my niggas free. I've been praying they come home. Man, this shit was meant to be. Test me and get messy. Got 40 Smith and Wessons. Teach your ass a lesson. Really have you second guessing. I'm the hottest, there's no question. Man, Rouge, what I'm reppin'. Ain't safe, you need a weapon. Niggas spinning in your section.
We taking chances, we been moving like we moving right. I dropped the plug, cause since the flood, he's trying to hype the price. My nigga tripping, he been wigging, he ain't talking right. He hit the lick, but niggas snitching, now they talking like shit. I been running with some runners, your clique ain't running. Shit, all that shit you talk redundant, you can't tell me nothing. Shit, I don't gossip about no bitches, all we talk is money. If you ain't talking about no money, then I feel you bumming. Quarterbacking bitches, you don't want these problems. Niggas bring that drama, get worse than that baby mama. I ain't never had a father, hero or role model. I just know it's time to leave. Then fucking we all diving, what's the problem? I'ma handle that. MC here, I handle that. Boy, I got a young and clutching shit, I bring Montana back. Ain't no time for beefing with these bitches, where your mama's at. I want you to see me when I step, so where your camera at?
Test me and get messy. Got 40 Smith and Wessons. Teach your ass a lesson. Really have you second guessing. I'm the hottest, there's no question.
All right, folks. That is Titanic and Easy Stacks. And the name of that joint is Test Me. Look them up, Titanic, Tytanic, and an X, and then Easy, Eazy, space, Stacks, Stackx. And again, the name of that joint is Test Me. I told you I was going to give you a part two. Here we go.
By our people for them. When there was an earthquake in Iran and thousands of people died, we also collected thousands of donations. And wherever there has been a tragedy, a hurricane, an earthquake, our technicians, our doctors, our people have made their contribution to help, regardless of ideologies, regardless of whether those countries had diplomatic relations with us or not. That is the country which is under a blockade. That is the country that has been accused of violations of human rights.
That's a joke. That's a joke. The United States is accusing Cuba of human rights violations when they put out this false banner of concern worldwide about George Floyd, when in fact the United States is now being called on the carpet by the United Nations. Those people who used to be suckling on the teat of the US are now calling the US on the carpet behind human rights violations. But you won't hear about that on the major media news sources. Joke.
The country that has raised life expectancy to almost 76. And that has reduced infant mortality rate.
He said at that point, this video, I don't know, I'm gonna look at it. I think this video is something like 5-6 years old. As of today, if you go back, I have another video, and if I haven't done the video, I think I did a video. If I haven't, I'm gonna, on Cuba and how long these people live. They're living to 120 years old in Cuba now. So the life expectancy has, he said 76, almost doubled in under 10 years. The life expectancy of people in Cuba.
From 60 per 1,000 live birth to less than 10.
Ha salvado la vida. Ha salvado la vida cientos.
And in doing so, it has saved the lives of hundreds of thousands of children.
De niños. ¿Cuántas personas les ha prolongado la vida?
And how many people are living a longer life? How much pain has been relieved? How much physical pain has been relieved? The same way illiteracy was eradicated in the first years of the revolution. And today we have the highest per capita. The highest number of teachers and professors per capita, and that among all the countries of the world.
I'm just looking at how Cuba is such a horrible place. Southern the United States tells you it's such a backwards place in this communism and all this stuff. It's really socialist. It's a socialist country is what it is. It's not a communist country. And that's, you know, many of my people, our people don't know the difference between the words. You've never even looked at a definition to describe either one. You simply subscribe to everything that you're told. And I'm talking about Black America now. And you can get angry about it if you like. And I got to tell you that this information is being suppressed by all social media sites everywhere. And if it's being suppressed, then you should probably take a listen. Something they don't want you to know. And it's right there in your face, but you won't go look for it. There's something wrong with you. As Dr. Naeem Akbar says so eloquently, it's a wonder we're even able to father, mother, parent children, have a job, and behave responsibly. It's a wonder. It's a miracle. And I got to tell you that those people who have been studying us, taking us apart, dissecting us piece by piece, trying to figure out the answer to our power, those very people are astounded by our ability to not only survive, but thrive in this hostile environment. Here in Cuba, all of this wealth, depending on what you consider wealth, what again, where do your values lie? Does it lie in that Gucci belt and that fine home that you have and that new car that you can't even afford to buy, so you lease? Yeah, I know your secrets. That new home that you can't, that new car that you can't afford to buy, so you lease, and then you buy your home in an area and say, I'm a homeowner. Is that where your values lie? Or does it lie in longevity of life and something that you can brag about in your behavior? Jump off your soapbox, Lily.
The same way we have the highest percentage of doctors per capita in the world. That is the country which is being accused of violating human rights. A country that has pursued a steady line of absolute and total respect for the physical integrity of its citizens. And the best evidence were the 3,000 prisoners we got in the Bay of Pigs. Not only one of them can say that he was ill-treated. Not one of them was killed. Not one of them was murdered, even after when they were captured after battle. Not one of them was hurt. They came back as heroes. And some even changed after that. But no one could ever say that they were hit by one of our soldiers. That is our honor. That is our glory. That is our history. No matter the slander. That is the truth.
All I gotta say is Guantanamo Bay. Bam! Right down to like a few, probably swim. You could probably swim to Guantanamo. Might even be able to walk to, I don't know, because I don't know the geography. But it's like right down the street from Cuba. Right there. It's closer to Cuba than I am to Dallas, Texas. I know that. Wow. Guantanamo Bay, the United States has been torturing, beating, and no telling what form of mental demented behavior has been done to those people. We're not going to even, they do it to their own people. Julian Assange. Ha. You got to get back down off that soapbox, Lily.
I have said that we have given our blood donations to save lives in other countries. We have talked about teachers, about doctors, but we have done something more than that. We have shed our blood. We have shed our blood to fight against colonialism and to defend independence.
Honestly, if I were an independent nation, I wouldn't want United States involved in my media. I wouldn't want them to know what was happening in my country. I wouldn't want the United States to be able to know any news that comes out of my country unless I allow it. I wouldn't want them to know anything. I think China does that. I think Iran does that. I think even Russia does that. Most countries don't want news of what's happening in their internal issues. They don't want them known to the United States. It's funny, they'll share them with each other sometimes, depending on how trustworthy the other country can be. And this is all about chess. This is all about who you can trust and who you can't. This is all about strategy, guys. Sun Tzu, The Art of War. Hear that? They're chanting. Black Americans in a church in Harlem, a Baptist church in Harlem, are chanting. Probably the Nation of Islam mostly. It ain't all.
It makes us feel that we have discharged our duty to humanity. That is the 15 years that we fought against South Africa, against apartheid.
How many people know that Cuba participated in the fight against apartheid in South Africa? And how many people who are listening right now know exactly what's happening in South Africa today as we speak? Apartheid never ended. It just got put a new dress and some shoes and lipstick and makeup. What do you do when you put makeup on a pig? What does that make it? I mean, you know, you put makeup on a pig, you clean it up, take all the shit and mud and feces and everything off of it, and the stuff it's been rooting around in, and it's pink. It's cute as a button. And you put some lipstick on that pig and you put a little a dress on that joker, or even a tux. and a top hat. I don't know. You put some fine Louboutins on that joker and dress it up and give it a cane or an umbrella or a fan or whatever. You can even wrap an African head wrap around that booger. Yeah, the ancestors are coming in. I feel it now. I said I was getting back to the esoteric, and so here it comes. I have another video coming up. This won't last long. I need to shut up so that you guys can get it. They are chanting. If you haven't seen this video, you need to look it up. Fidel Castro's speech in Harlem. And then in parentheses, 1995. This is the Fidel Castro speech in Harlem. And again, I mentioned this is not at a mosque in the Nation of Islam. This is at a Baptist church.
For 15 years, we were there fighting apartheid, fighting racism till the very end. What were they doing with us? They said that we had to be imposed a blockade. And they were doing that, they said, because we were giving assistance to that country. Because we were fighting the South African racists. But that is a very interesting story, you know. Something that will one day have to be written. One of the most awful systems of discrimination and racism was the one that existed there in that country, in South Africa. Tens of years after the end of fascism and Nazism, that situation existed there. However, not much is talked today about that, you know. We know that history very well. We know it very well. South Africa was not blockaded.
South Africa was not blockaded. See, y'all missing it. Y'all missing it. If you can't put it 2 and 2 together, I'm gonna give it to you. 2 + 2 = 4, right? Well, how about 1 + 3 = 4 too, as well? And if you're only looking at the 1, you're not missing that 3. You don't understand that it's there. The bottom line is that South Africa was never blockaded. And I just told you that South Africa, apartheid never left. And that's why if you go and look up what's happening in today's news in South Africa, you will find there's a revolution going on in South Africa. The people are going crazy. They are mad. They are angry because what's happening in South Africa is the same thing that's happening in America today, the United States, you see. The same thing that's happening in America is happening in South Africa, but in South Africa, they have taken to the streets. In Cuba, they took to the streets, okay? I just need to let you know, and I'm not inciting any violence. I don't expect for anyone to do any of the things like they're doing over there. As the Cuban president said, them people acted a plumb fool. And I suspect that they had the same type of stuff going on over there that happens in this America, where they have these people that are agent provocateurs, tearing up stuff, turning over cars, paying people, and paying back people, because then people are, some of those people, the Rastafarians, you know, they're upset too. Listen. The way things should be done, and so I'm not lifting up the Cuban president completely 100% because he's allowed these what you call capitalistic Cubans to return to Cuba right under the Obama administration. You guys got to see the stuff. I don't even see it sometimes until it shows up. I'm going to finish this because I really have another video I want you guys to have, but I'm going to let this one play out because possibly what I need to do at this point is just go ahead and make a second video for you guys and have it ready for the next upload. Stay tuned, subscribe. This is Siri-lily, Siri-lily, Shilo. You can catch me on, let me repeat that, Siri-. Lily space SHILO. You can catch me on YouTube. You can catch me on my IG at Belinda Girl. You can also catch me on Twitter as Siri-lily. This is news you can use. Tap in.
Africa was not prevented from purchasing food and medicine. And the country that was heroically fighting against the racists was not sold one medicine, one aspirin, one cytostat.
In case you don't know, and I'm going to keep chiming in as long as you're not aware, because I know a lot of people don't even know. You can't get ibuprofen in Cuba. You can't get aspirin in Cuba. And so this is why this thing has been, Cuba is, no, you don't want to go to Cuba. They don't even have toilet paper. The bull crap that you hear, yeah, there's a lot of things they don't have. So don't go over there acting all touristy when you go, because you won't get no respect. They don't appreciate that bull crap that Black Americans subscribe to. By the way, I'm only talking to Black America right now. I ain't talking to nobody else. And anybody else who's listening that's not Black American, guess what? You could never understand. And if you are a Black American and you weren't raised in the culture of Black America for the last 5 generations at least, all right, then you have no idea what I'm speaking of. And you probably know some of the things that I'm saying, but you are too chicken crap to give it to a Black American who doesn't know any better. Each one teach one. I thought that's what you purported, you Pan-Africanists who pretend to love us. Now, I'm not talking about the ones who do. The Tanzanians are amazing people. Thank you. Zimbabwe, you was on your way. There's a lot of countries out there who believe in what this man does. Lily, jump off your soapbox.
For a cancer patient, that was the punishment. Today everybody's happy. Because the apartheid is finished. Today everybody's happy. Because the independence of Namibia was attained. But there was a tough struggle by Namibians, Angolans, and Cubans. They had to fight very hard. For you to have an idea, our troops were close to the South African borders. A powerful country, a very wealthy country, South Africa. And we were over 10,000 kilometers away. I mean, Cuba. We were still keeping up that fight 10,000 kilometers away from our territory. Of course, that was not an easy task. Every time the Angolans started an offensive, the South Africans came over and fought them back. And we said to the Soviets, who were the advisors to the Angolan headquarters, that those offensives were wrong. They couldn't do that. If they were not able to prevent the South Africans from attacking them, it was useless to conduct those offensives. But they did not pay attention. They did not understand that. Till there was a moment when a very serious crisis was created. A moment when the war was practically lost. And then we, the Cubans, we had to solve the problem. We sent many of our best divisions, pilots, planes. And we said to them, we are going to prevent the South Africans from acting. When we arrived there was a great crisis. It was when the Cuito Juana battle took place. You know how many troops Cuba sent to Angola at that moment? 55,000 troops.
There's so much you can learn here.
And all of them on voluntary basis. That's the most important thing of all. And in Cuito Guanavale, the races could not win. They wanted to have the battle to the east in a difficult place. But there we lay a trap for them. We lay a trap against which they clashed. Because there, Cuito Guanavale became the symbol. We sent the necessary forces to stop the South Africans' advancement and to force them to defeat. While we moved 40,000 Cuban troops and 20,000 Angolan troops to the southwest to threaten them on the other side, to stop the South African army from trying something different. So we were able to create the necessary balance of power simply to stop them and to attain victory.
One thing I'll say is this: Grandmaster Jay, and I'm going to say his name again, Grandmaster Jay, tried to explain something to you, that the only way that you will get a predator's attention is by show of force. It doesn't mean that you have to do anything violent. Your only job is to self-defend, but you must know your enemy. And if your enemy is attempting to kill you, then and only then do you use your offensive strategies. You know, malevolence and benevolence, they are polar opposites, but both must be available to you. Survival is at hand. We know how to thrive. We've got that down. Right now, it's important that we survive and be able to do so within our own minds. Peace, my people. I'm going to end this video here. I strongly suggest you go and listen to this video, the entire video yourself. It's one that is enlightening in ways you would never have imagined, and many who probably would never even have listened to. But instead, this is what we live in. This is the society that we have created. And it's showing up in the music. It's always been there, in the blues, in the old Negro spirituals, in the old spiritual songs we sang while our ancestors picked cotton and peas and cooked dinner. You put your music on and cook. There's a reason for that. It's because cooking was something that was a chore that had to be done, and you had to do it alone. For many, many people, you were a caterer. You've been caterers for many, many centuries for enslavement. You did everything. You fed not only by your hand, but the mothers by their teat. You fed them. And now you are in turn suckling off their teat. But the milk you are receiving is the polar opposite of the milk your ancestors gave. It shows up, even in the music. Peace.
What up, man?
This is a Hitman.
You know, if they test us, it's gonna get messy, right? They know that, though. So I advise them not to do that shit.
You know what I want.
Shit, we got 40s, Smith & Wessons, choppers with banana clips, you know. If they test us, it's gonna get real messy. That's what I'm saying.
What up?
I've been stuck up in the struggle, you know, poverty and pain. Could give a fuck about the fame. Need a check up in my name with a whole lot of commas. Go and get it from my mama. I always keep a llama in case they want the drama. Running the bands and kicking the pants. I tell them I'm shit still the hottest on the land. They be bumping their guns, motherfuck what they saying. I'm the hottest that's out with the shit was never planned. Yeah, of course I'ma eat this bitch. Won't stop, I'ma keep getting rich. Everything up in the live that shit. You're real to hit them licks. Go home and split that shit. See the shit is evident. Can't stop and I will not quit. You know I be with the shit. It ain't hard to smell me. If it ain't about the money, don't bother to tell me. My niggas was locked up. I thank God that they free. Them niggas out in folk. then they come home. Man, this shit was meant to be. Test me, get messy. Got 40 Smith and Wessons. Teach your ass a lesson. Really had you second guessing. I'm the hottest, there's no question. Baton Rouge, what I'm reppin'. Ain't safe, you need a weapon. Niggas spinning in your section.
We taking chances, we been moving like we moving right. I dropped the plug, cause since the flood, he tryna hype the price. My nigga trippin', he been wiggin', he ain't talking right. He hit the lick, but niggas snitchin', now they talking like shit. I been running with some runners, your clique ain't 100. Shit, all this shit you talk redundant, you can't tell me nothing. Shit, I don't gossip about no bitches, all we talk is money. If you ain't talking about no money, then I feel you bumming. Quarterbacking bitches, you don't want these problems. Niggas bring that drama, get worse than that baby mamas. I ain't never had a father, hero or role model. I just know if Ty leave, then fucking we all die, then what's the problem? I'ma handle that. MCV, I handle that. Boy, I got a young and clutch and shit, I bring Montana back. Ain't no time for beefing with these bitches, where your mama's at. I want you to see me when I step, so where your camera at?
Test me, get messy. Got 40 Smith and Wessons. Teach your ass a lesson. Really had you second guessing. I'm the hottest, is no question. Baton Rouge, what I'm reppin'. Ain't safe, you need a weapon. Niggas spinning in your section. Ain't no selection when it come to hitting the block up. First time in the kitchen, thinking why this shit ain't lock up. Free all my dogs locked up. Can't wait until they touch down. Put your hands on me, bitch. You know that it's gon' go down.
This is a hit production.